Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, a journey to self-realization. Please subscribe our channel for the mystical meanings of the scriptures and to enjoy daily satsang with us. We are currently exploring the book The Mystery of the Soul, Katha Upanishad, commentaries by Swami Jyotirmayananda, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. We are starting from chapter 1, mantra number 14. Yama continues to enlighten his disciple, his favorite disciple, 5-year-old Nachiketa. Wake up, arise, having approached the wise sages, attain the knowledge of the self. This path that leads to the knowledge of truth is like a razor's edge, difficult to tread due to its subtlety. Thus say the wise. So, what a profound shloka. Let's review the commentary. Overcome by ignorance, the individual soul turns away from the light of reason. It is unable to sustain a vigilant intellect that consistently reveals the difference between the self and the not self. Lack of discrimination leads to the sleep of inertia in which the deluded souls continue to wander from one dream to another. Just as normal sleep gives rise to dreams, so too the sleep of ignorance gives rise to perverted vision characterized by the development of ahamata and mamata. That means I-ness and mindness. And it is this, the poisonous fangs of the snake, that we get deluded in the world process. These are the expressions of ahamta, I-ness, meaning I am this body, I am happy, I am unhappy, I am healthy or sick, I am strong, I am weak, I am blessed with great fortune, or I am sunk in grief. These and numerous other expressions of that I-ness are termed as ahamta, mindness. I-ness. Mamata, they're similar. Similarly, there are expressions such as this is mine, mine. So I and mine. This is yours. These properties belong to me. He is my friend. This person is my enemy. These objects will be mine. These and similar concepts are variations of mamata. So ahamata, I-ness, mamata, mineness. From the sleep of ignorance, there arise the dreams of ahamta and mamata. So, if we continue to stay deluded in this human birth, which is a rare opportunity to attain self realization, we lose focus and get lost in I-ness and mindness. The soul, burdened by the impressions of perverted vision and lack of reason, identifies itself with a mortal body. We start thinking we are this body and whatever our name is. It loses its intrinsic awareness of immortality and infinity and believes that it is nothing but this limited personality. Therein lies the trap where people get deluded and miss the boat. Thus, the soul wanders from one dream to another. Human life in this world process is like drifting from one dream to another. Therefore, the Upanishad asks the aspirant to wake up from this sleep of ignorance. But you must do more than just wake up from the sleep of ignorance. You must also overcome the inertia and the perverted vision that have clouded the intuitive eyes of your soul. Therefore, the injunction, wake up, is followed by arise. Just waking up is not good enough. You have to get up and then take action. You must approach an enlightened guru who has awakened from the sleep of ignorance. Only that person can give you the knowledge who himself has that knowledge. It is he who will be able to guide you on the difficult path to self realization. This path is full of pitfalls. Just reading scriptures by yourself is not enough, and also there are plenty of false gurus, teachers who are themselves deluded or out there to make money or fame or name or to keep you in the world process. That is not the way to attain self realization. You have to find a genuine master. But don't worry about that. You start your journey with faith, and divinity will send you the proper teacher through your effort. It will happen. So if a teacher has not yet arrived, consider that you haven't done everything that is needed for your advancement. If you are sincere, God has to send you the right guru, teacher. God, Guru is God in human form. So he will come. Every mother goes to her running to her baby that is crying. So cry with a sincere heart, and a guru will arrive. The path to self realization is subtle and difficult to follow. It takes patience, stamina, self effort, sincerity, purification. It is like a razor's edge in its subtlety and sharpness. When the intellect is rendered sharp and subtle by the instructions of a sage, it is able to pursue this road leading to self realization. With a dull intellect, one slips from the subtle path of yoga into the depths of delusion. So, plenty of aspirants fall off because they cannot sustain the sadhana, or they get fall prey. They haven't done enough discipline. Constant vigilance is absolutely necessary under until the self is realized, and after that they become spontaneous. You are merged into the ocean, you become one with God. That there is no difference between Guru and God, a self realized Guru and God, one and the same. Just as a mountain climber must maintain vigilance as he climbs a great height, so too an aspirant must maintain vigilance on the path of yoga. Put each step with caution. Under the guidance of a spiritual preceptor, the chitta of an aspirant is purified by karma yoga in the form of selfless service of humanity and by the practice of concentration, meditation, and samadhi. In a purified chitta, the knowledge of the self dawns and the night of ignorance is dispelled forever. For the dawn of the eternal day of self realization, an aspirant must wake up, arise. Why is the path leading to Brahman so difficult and subtle? This is explained in this mantra number 15. That self is without sound, without touch, without form, without taste, and without smell. It is indestructible, eternal, beginningless, endless, immeasurable, and is greater than the great. Having known the self, one attains freedom from the jaws of death. Think about that for a minute. No more birth and death, no more reincarnation, no more fear. And look at each attribute. That is why our regular intellect is simply incapable, our senses are incapable. We have to have the light come in through our patience, discipline, and Guru's guidance. The self is beyond the reach of the five senses. The organs of hearing, touching, seeing, tasting, and smelling functions among the objects of sound, touch, form, taste, and smell, respectively. That's what we are used to. In the human body, we do everything with these five senses only, but not for the self. You need something much deeper and subtler than that. The self cannot be realized by the senses because it is the very source and sustenance of the senses. It is the eye of the eyes. Your eye sees everywhere, but this is seeing the eye itself. The ear of the ears hear from all sources, but this is hearing the ear itself. Therefore, it is the supreme knower, way beyond what we or science or human beings are capable of. We are simply exploring the little secrets that are scattered around in this mysterious cosmos. That which has a beginning continues to decay until it meets its inevitable end. Nothing in this world is free from the continuous process of change and destruction. So, everything that has a beginning and an end is transient, will not last forever, including our bodies. Where are our great grandparents? Where are our parents if they have departed? Where do they go? What happens? This is that cycle. Nothing in this world is free from the continuous process of change and destruction. So, anything with consciousness that breathes, whether it's a plant, animal, or human, will go through change and eventually destruction. But the self is beyond the objects of the world, beyond that. That is why the sages and saints have been emphasizing this journey. It is the unchanging substratum beyond the changing illusions of the world process. So, just like in an ocean, deep in the ocean, it's total calm, no waves, but on the surface, you're constantly seeing agitation, action, movement of waves. Therefore, the self is described as indestructible. You cannot damage it, you cannot break it, you cannot burn it, you cannot wet it, you cannot dry it. It is beyond all sense attributes, beginningless, endless, and immutable. So, just as the clouds cannot affect the sky, so the projected images cannot affect the movie screen. So, this perishable world cannot affect the self. Therein lies the depth of this shloka, very deep shloka. If you introspect it, you will see how profound it is. That everything is functioning through this self, and that's when we see change and names and forms, but yet it itself is changeless. Mahat, Mahat is known as the cosmic mind, is the greatest among the planes of relativity. However, the self is even beyond the cosmic mind. Our mind, when you combine all the universal minds through which this creation came about, is known as the cosmic mind. A yogi awakens Brahmakara Vritti, the thought waves of Brahman, by spiritual listening, reflection, meditation, and ultimately crosses the shining world of Mahat in order to attain union with the Supreme Self. So it's a journey, isn't it? First, control of the senses, then the mind, then the intellect, then the ego, cosmic mind, and then you go beyond that to the ultimate destination of self. So, we cannot do it in frustration, we cannot do it in rush. We have to enjoy the journey like you enjoy nectar. Help the world, help yourself. Purify your heart, be sincere, and God is watching your every step. When the self is realized, the world of death is transcended. As soon as that happens, you become immortal. In the state of ignorance, the soul is constantly involved in the whirling wheels of birth and death. and just one life is so painful. A little thorn enters you, you can't rest till you take it out, and it hurts. What to think of countless lives? In every one of these lives, you have had numerous such problems. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukha Doshanu Darshanam, Lord Krishna says. Birth, death, old age, disease, they follow you in every embodiment. In every embodiment, you have to bear the pain of not only yourself but also of your relatives, their departure, their death, other painful situations. So on and on and on it goes. The wheels of birth and death. That is what is called the sansara, the cycle. And transcending it is very much possible. But we have to make that choice. Nobody can make us do it. We have to realize, is this what we want? Is this who we are? And then once we spiritualize our life, it becomes a beautiful journey. I have extended my description. I got carried away a little bit because it's so precise, so deep, that I enjoy sharing it with you. But we will continue the shloka in satsang tomorrow. Swami Nikhilananda, Hari Om Tat Sat.